Game on.
Hi everybody, thank you for joining me on today's edition of Glen's Retro Show. Today I want to talk about a new product of sorts. I've actually come out with already a spinner that's used in the Arcade1UP to help improve the machines that they shipped with a pretty poor quality spinner. And also it's able to be used in other machines that are USB based with a 12-in-1 board. But some people don't want to go through the expense of getting the one that was really designed for Arcade1UP and then having to buy a 12-in-1 board to be able to use it in a USB device. So today's new product is a new USB-only Glen's Retro Show spinner designed for, well, just basically using with things other than Arcade1UP. Let's take a look at the new Glen's Retro Show USB-only arcade spinner. Okay, so here's the box for the new TSBS P01 button-style arcade spinner from Glen's Retro Show and Thunder Joystick. And we're going to be going with more of a premium type of spinner here, even the box design. If we take a look at it right here, just a nicely designed box, at least I think so. I got my handsome face, my son in blue on the side of the box. But we're just trying to go with a little more upscale now, I guess, experience, if you will. So it's just a box. I get excited about these things, most people don't. But you can see on the front of the box that the spinner is designed to use a standard button cutout you would find in most game machines. You have to do a special cutout like you had to do with the previous one to fit it in. It's really just you make a standard hole and it slides right in. But there's a couple of cool things about this particular spinner. So let's get the box open here. And you just have to wait for the thing to drop, if you will. Okay, we have a nice piece of foam covering the top. And once we do that, we see this is what you're going to be getting with the new USB style spinner. We have our actual spinner right here, our weighted top, our USB connector, but we also include two of my 1 million press buttons you can use on here. It's still set up as like a mouse kind of clicks, but again, it's got a nice felt tip on the box. Everything's very well protected in here. But again, no one really cares about the box other than me. So let me take these items out of the box so we can take a better look at it. Okay, so here are the items you're going to get with the new Glen's Retro Show USB only spinner. We have our arcade spinner right here. Again, this is using the same type of technology as my other products, where it is using the Hall effect. It's magnetic based. There's no potentiometer in here, no gear, nothing to wear out. It has a ball bearing on top, very free spinning. And again, use the standard arcade buttonhole layout to put it in. We have our connectors in here for the USB interface and our buttons. And it's all made out of aluminum and steel, so it's very solid, very long lasting. We have our spinner top, which again is of course solid aluminum, very weighted, very heavy, solid. And then we have two of my 1 million press soft press buttons. These are very responsive. These buttons are really good quality. And of course we have our actual cable, so I'm going to take this thing out of the bag right here. And like always, I include the hex wrench to help secure your top. You don't have to buy any special tools. We have our harness here for our buttons to put them in place. They connect to the small connector right here in the bottom of the device, and then our primary USB cable. So let's just go take a look, set this thing up, see how well it spins, and give it a try. So once you have all your parts ready, I just happen to have here from my friend Wagner for Wagner's Tech Talk. This is one of his OpenCade plates, and all the holes in here are your standard buttons. So I'm just going to find a spot in here to put the spinner. I think I'll put the spinner in one right here. I take off the little back screw, which is going to have to do regardless when you're working on these. And just put it inside one of the holes. You can see it fits right in, a standard hole, no problem. Then we're going to lock in the bottom with the locking ring, just like you would do with any buttons if you're doing any modifications on these and putting an arcade button in there. And just tighten it down, and then our spinner is in place. And then of course we have our two buttons that you can use here. These again are not necessary if you're using just regular spinner games and you have buttons already preset. but we figure we might as well add them. I mean, most mice do have a left and right click. Maybe you can find a function for them, so it's better to have the option than not at all, right? So I'll find a spot for the 2 buttons here. I'll put the red one on top and the black one on bottom like that. Let's see. No, actually I'm going to put the black over here. So I'm going to put it in like this. And again, got to put my rings on the back just to hold it in place. Goes relatively quickly, just spin them right on. Very easy. Okay, so we have a spinner there, 2 buttons. The next thing you have to do is, of course, put on your top. So I'm going to slide right in right here, like so. And we're going to use our hex wrench to lock it in place. Okay, so that's it as far as that goes. But once you have the testing done, you want to be able to hook it up. So we include this right here. Now this cable here is going to connect to the bottom of the spinner, and it's going to give you basically like a mouse left and right click. Maybe you can use it in your project, maybe not, but I'd rather you have that option. And we mark right on here, one of these will say left click, and the other will say right click. So just pick whichever button you want. So what I'm going to do is make the red button my right click, because it's on the right, and the black button my left click. So all I need to do is take my left click, and I'll just take one of them and find the spot on the button I want to put it on. There's my right click. Then I take one of the black, which is the ground. I want to connect that to the other pin, and then do the same thing on the next button. Put down the ground, and then my right click. And you now take this part right here, and it's going to connect. You can see right on the bottom of the spinner, there is a small connector. You can't get it wrong. It can only go in one way and in one spot. So I'm going to take this little guy right here and basically put it in, just like that. So now we have a right and left click and our spinner. The last thing you need to connect is simply the USB cable. So once again, on the bottom of the spinner, there's going to be, again, you can't get it wrong, only can go in one way. That's it. Now when you connect this to your computer, which we'll show you in a second, it's basically going to be a mouse for left and right movement and 2 clicks. So let's connect this to a PC and, well, see how it works. Alright everyone, first I want to apologize for the noise you're hearing in the background. My 3D printer is printing some stuff for my friend over at ColecoVision Addict. But I do want to show you this real quick. Again, this is just a quick rundown video. This is not available yet, but I just want to let you guys know the new spinners and trackballs are coming. And here it is right here again. I have it connected to my homegrown asteroid machine I turned into Star Wars. And for everyone knowing, the Yoke is still progressing very well. Unfortunately, with the pandemic going on, it's delayed. We're hoping for September. Everything is done. It's just really getting them produced. We just sent out the information to everyone to get and finalize your addresses. So this is on its way. But so is this. So again, you can see the setup is very, very simple. It uses the standard holes here for the arcade buttons. It comes with these 2 buttons here that you can use as a left click and a right click, and your spinners all right here. And it's connected via USB, which I have set up right here, into this particular machine right here. So we'll take a look at 2 games that people will love to play in this. Obviously it's Tempest and Arkanoid. And you can see right now on the screen right here that the mouse moves very, very fluidly back and forth on the screen. And I could technically, see I pressed here and I can, select that or not. But let's go into a game and actually try it. So I have to go down my other mouse. I'm going to pick Tempest right here. And I'll put some coins in. And then we can press a button to start, which is going to be actually number 1 right now, because I haven't set anything else up here yet. But you can see right now that the mouse will select an option over here. And we'll go pick this one. And you can see how well it goes around and spins. Of course, you're going to still have to make adjustments in MAME to make it work exactly the way that you want. But you can see right now, it does spin very, very well. It can. Tempest is known if you send too many pulses, it gets a little confused. But these are settings you would adjust in Tempest itself. But again, this is not needing any 12-in-1 board. It's already going to be USB from the start. Just plug it in and go, and then make any adjustments in the MAME settings itself for it. Caught right in the end, my goodness. That was just a quick showdown of it. So the spinner, like any one of the spinners, if we send too many pulses in the Tempest, it does get confused. But that's a setting you have to adjust in MAME, which I haven't done yet. I literally just got this and I wanted to show you guys. So I'm going to back out of this real quick. Let's go up to Arkanoid. Revenge of Doe! Just put a coin in. And play a 1. So we can see our paddles working good. And again, any adjustments you would do in the program settings. This spinner is basically set up just as sensitive as a USB mouse would be. So there's no settings necessary on the spinner anymore. This spinner does not have any adjustable pulses. It's not necessary. As far as the computer is concerned, you're using it with a mouse. But it's still using the same Hall effect technology as the Arcade1UP one was. But obviously, since I don't have to support the Arcade1UP hardware in this one, you can simplify it a little bit more and make it a little bit smaller, a smaller form factor. You never know which one to get. Okay, just wanted to give you guys a little rundown of the new spinner. I just wanted to let you know that yes, we are working on these things. We have a new spinner coming out, which is this little guy right here, the USB only Glen's Virtual Show spinner. We're also all working on the new trackball, a much improved trackball I might add. So, but first priority right now is to get our Star Wars Yoke factory produced and in the hands of people who did the Kickstarter project. Once that's been completed, we can start rolling out and working on these other ones right here. So I want to thank you guys for watching. I think you'll be pretty excited with this little guy right here. It works extremely well. It's small. It's a premium device at a non-premium price, which is what I always try to make sure I can do for you guys. So thanks for watching, and remember everyone, no matter what you do or how you play your games, just remember to game on.
Tiny Arcade fan page. Remember, don't admire people too much. They'll disappoint you.
Sit, Blue Blue, sit. Good dog.